We are back.
We made it.
7 weeks.
7 weeks. And we're coming into Christmas. I mean, you can't I'm gonna say it, we can't have lined this up any better. All right.
No.
This is looking fantastic. All right.
Yes, it is. It is.
And we're about to get into that January ball.
Ooh, that's where teams really, really going after it, and they're pushing for that playoff push. And the trade deadline, you got the play-in tournament. That certain, like, maybe teams that are down the bracket are trying to at least build up to that. And this past week with the NBA, I would say the only excitement was the Warriors and Suns, and we're gonna dive into that. But let's really start off. Go ahead.
We're taking away from one team.
The
Grizzlies did something I thought was impossible and destroyed.
What do you think the practice was the next day with the Thunder? How do you think the practice was?
I don't think anybody came. I think everybody stayed home. They were like, we're going to take a day and think about what we just did.
Listen, I feel bad for the Thunder because, man, if you think about it, Reese, let's say 6-7 years ago, maybe 8, the Thunder were one of the best teams in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
I think the Warriors just demolished their whole franchise with KD leaving and going to the Warriors, obviously, but then losing Russell Westbrook in the matter within those few years after that. But the Thunder have throughout beginning of the season, they've been up and down, obviously.
Yeah.
Being a younger team.
They've been the Lakers kryptonite somehow.
Oh my God. And that builds confidence with them because I do like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
SGA is a great player.
Oh my gosh. And there's been talks around the league, should he be traded to a contender because or should they build around him? He's still young enough, but
is he? Is he a second year or third year player?
No, Gilgeous-Alexander is, I would say, a 5-year.
Is he?
Let me.
I don't think it's been that far.
Because I know he got drafted by the Clippers.
That's right. I forgot about that.
He's 23 years old. Oh no, he's a 3-year. You're right, 3-year player. He was drafted in 2018.
Yeah.
So he's 23 years old, and he played well for the Clippers. Before they traded him. So they're trying to build around him. And they have nice young pieces, but man, that last game, man, 73 points. How do you lose 73 points, man?
For a couple of reasons. One,
without John Morant,
you have zero discipline as far as fouls go. You can't stop making mistakes.
No.
2, you have zero defense presence.
Yep.
And 3, you let the other team intimidate you, okay? Because you couldn't score to get back in it. Like there's a lot of bad defensive teams who stay in it because they can score. Like Portland is a good example. They're not a great defensive team. They can just stay in games because they can score all night.
Exactly.
You have to be bad at every point of the ball to lose by 73 points, okay? I've never heard of that.
But and the thing that is hard to watch is I believe the Grizzlies didn't even have John Morant playing. I think he was injured.
That's true. That's even worse.
I believe he was injured, and I'll check that out in a bit. But I believe he was injured, and that's even worse. I mean, Jackson from the Grizzlies, he had a great game, but I just felt like, man, when I saw the score, I'm like, these are NBA 2K numbers.
Yeah, like this is insane.
These are NBA 2K numbers, and I just, I didn't feel as bad because I do understand the Thunder are young, but like, come on, man, you mean to tell me it's 73? Like, listen, I don't want to hear anything else about the Thunder being a team where they're still learning. Yeah, I mean,
they're get it. Rebuilding.
They're still rebuilding. I get it, but like 73 points, man. you gotta.
That's
I
a
don't know.
coaching problem.
It's a coaching problem. It's a coaching problem, and it's also, I mean, Sam Presti, the GM the Thunder, does a great job with all these draft picks. But like, listen,
he
man,
does a great job with talent.
Listen, but you got to start trying to get some talent in there and really trying to, build and stop always asking for draft picks. I get it. You want all these draft picks, but like, man, and again, a lot of people are not going to want to come to OKC, but I do feel that they missed out on the opportunity of building off of Chris Paul, because if we remember, Chris Paul played for the Thunder and led that group to the bubble.
That's the reason that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably the player he is now, is because he was playing with Chris Paul.
100%.
What other point guard could you learn from in this league? Okay, like what other guy would you want teaching your young players than Chris Paul?
Yeah, and I just felt like they lost that moment. You know, and again, they had Dennis Schroeder, and again, Dennis Schroeder wanted a bigger role. So I get it. You wanted to get rid of some of those pieces, but I really loved that Thunder team. That team that went to the bubble and gave the Rockets 7 games with James Harden and Russell Westbrook, and they were a couple minutes away from advancing and playing the Lakers the next round. So, I mean, that's just a lot of credit to Chris Paul. He's a legend.
Yeah,
we all know we all know what he's doing with the Suns. But man, 73 points, OKC. I just feel like you guys need to really, really, really do some suicides.
Yeah, really, really. All night. All right,
all night. Oh my gosh!
If I was the coach, I would have had him start in the stadium. Like the minute the game buzzer goes off, like, all right, let's start running. It is. You guys need it.
On the line. Get on the line. Everybody, get on the line.
Everybody, let's go.
Get on the line. Let's go. Let's do this. Because and you're right, Reese. You're so right. It's a coaching problem as well. That means guys are tuning you out throughout the whole game because as a coach, you're preaching effort, energy, play the game the right way, respect the game, play as a team, move the ball, play defense. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But like, listen, if they're not listening to you after they're down 25, and then it's leading to 30 and 35 and 40 and 45 and 50, like, if you're the 15th guy on the bench, you're not getting any minutes, and you're looking at the score. You're like, man, like
you're like, when I saw the score, I was like, they line up against like Oklahoma City High School. Like, who the hell are they playing? Like those are not professionals. I mean,
73 points.
You get paid. I wish I got paid to get my ass beat that bad. All right, like I wish someone would pay me that kind of money to lose that badly at something. All right, like,
and do you think, Reese, because you see how the NBA game has changed throughout the years, and a lot of old school players have always said that the one thing that's missing with these younger teams is that veteran voice. You see, you look at Dallas Haslam for the Heat. They've shown him multiple times, not screaming, but getting into the younger guys, getting into the whole team of saying, listen, let's do this. Let's play. I've been doing this for a while. And, OKC doesn't have that veteran presence. I mean, they had Al Horford last year, but
it used to be like Steven Adams was the guy.
Steven Adams.
Everybody listened to him. Like everybody listened to him. And then he's gone. And you're just nothing but young players who don't even look like a team. They look like 5 guys who are all playing their own game of basketball. Like that, like nobody looks like they're playing together at all.
No.
I've never seen anything like that. Okay, like I've seen some bad teams in a rebuild state before.
Right.
We've seen the Rockets this year. Okay.
Yeah.
Young team, they're rebuilding. You can tell. Okay, clearly you're going to lose a good bit. We've seen the Pelicans. Okay, young team rebuilding.
Oh my God! Did you see Zion? Did you see a picture of Zion Williams? What is going on with him?
I don't know.
Did you see that picture of him just really? Man, what is up with that?
I don't know. I'm curious if he's pulling like a James Harden. And he's like, I'm going to put on weight. I'm going to force him to trade me. I'm going to drop all this weight in 2 days somehow. And then I'm going to win for someone.
But I just don't get it. They have him and Brandon Ingram can be a nice duo.
Yeah.
Yes, granted, them losing Lonzo Ball was tough, and you see what he's doing with Chicago. But Zion,
I think he fits Chicago better. I don't think he would fit the Pelicans.
Yeah, right. And they've been looking for that third person, but Brandon Ingram, I feel bad for, because me personally, when it comes to comparing Jason Tatum to Brandon Ingram, I wish Jason Tatum had Brandon Ingram's aggressiveness throughout the whole game. Brandon Ingram is that grit guy. He gives you buckets, and he's tough. He's in your face. Even though, granted, Jason Tatum is a great player in his own right as well. And they have different skill sets. I get that. But, Brandon Ingram, man, is a dog. And I feel like you need that type of talent on a championship team.
That's true.
You see the Lakers. Yes, the Lakers traded him and Kuzma and Lonzo Ball. That was a young core that could have done something good. But obviously, the Lakers got Anthony Davis and they won the championship. But our organizations just fighting for 1 year to just win it, and then the next few years after that, just LeBron should have kept that core together.
He should have. You're right. And another great example is D'Angelo Russell, who got drafted by the Lakers, playing for the Lakers. They couldn't figure out how to use him.
Yep.
That wasn't D'Angelo Russell's fault. Now, of course, he had some growing up to do. He's always been kind of mouthy.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that away from him. But you ship him to New York, which is a much harder city to play in.
And he dominated with the Nets.
He
changed the culture. Fantastic. He changed the culture.
Yeah. And now that young core in Minnesota is starting to look like something.
Edwards, man. Oh my, they're just
Ant-Man is a beast.
Oh my gosh, he's just, every time I see him, a highlight, he's dunking on someone.
Yeah,
he's dunking on someone. And you know what I like about him? He'll dunk on you, but he's smiling after. Like, he doesn't. Yeah. He takes the game serious, but he doesn't take the game.
But he loves the game. Like, you can see on his face, he loves the game. He's just there to play basketball.
They're one piece away because, I just feel like they need an extra guy, another veteran piece.
They're playing my Hawks tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if they beat us.
Listen, man, talking about your Hawks, man, that was a tough loss. Was it last night or the night before? Who they play the night before?
To the Hornets?
Was it the Hornets? No, they the Sixers, Philly.
The Sixers. Yeah.
So this goes to show, you guys need another player that, because at the end of the game, everybody knows who the ball's going to.
Yeah.
It's going to Trae Young.
Yeah. Because John Collins, as talented as a player as he is only really good on lobs. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
He doesn't have a skill set. He's just a high jumper who can be aggressive. All right.
Yeah.
And you're right. Everybody knows who the ball's going to go to at the end of the game. All right.
Yeah.
If we're down by 3, everybody knows who we're going to give the ball to. There is no switch up. There's no different play call. And I'm not sure if that's partially on Nate McMillan. I know it's mostly the roster, but I'm also like, dude, you got to try something else. Like, everybody knows. Everybody knows your playbook. Everybody, you were great for a while there when you were getting caught in the playoffs because people weren't used to you, But then you put yourself on a stage where everybody in the country now knows who your guy is.
Yeah.
And they know who the ball's going to go to. Like at least on teams like the Lakers, who aren't a great team right now, but at least on that team, everybody knows at the end of the game, this ball could go to 4 people.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know who's going to get this ball. It could be Westbrook, could be LeBron, could be Ant. Hell, could be Malik Monk. I mean, it depends on who they've got subbed in at the moment. Could be anybody. If they're down by 3, it's going to go to Carmelo. Everybody knows that.
I am a little worried because I've been looking at Trae Young's body language. he's going to end up getting frustrated at some point.
He is. They got to either make some trade moves and bring some guys in. The deadline's coming up. You guys need to get it together.
You got to get rid of Lou Williams, man. Like,
you got to get – okay, he's already retiring. You can cut him. Okay, he's not doing anything to that.
He's at home. You know what I mean? He's in Atlanta. That's his home town.
Yeah.
Like, do what the Mavs did to JJ Barea. They gave him like a cool like $2-3 million, and that's it. And just let him go. I mean, Lou Williams has made some money throughout his career. He's won 6 Man. In my opinion, he's a Hall of Famer. Just off of his. I mean, he's won 6 Man award 3 times in his career, and that's a pretty big deal. That's hard to do. And granted, he didn't win a championship, but I just feel like Lou Williams, especially when he was younger, he was really dominated. And to his credit, I feel like the Hawks are not using him the right way, but at the same time, he is old.
Yeah, and him. I need to move off of DR because he's not working. Am I still here?
Right. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Excellent. Yep. I see you. Yep. You're good.
Okay. Cool. All right, but they need to move off DeAndre Hunter. He doesn't fit.
Yep.
It's not working.
It's not.
Nope. It's not. They need to decide between Cam Reddish and Kevin Huerter. Who are you keeping? Okay. You have 2 very similar players.
Who would you keep?
Huerter.
Thank you. I've been saying that forever. Like, I like Huerter better than Bogdanovic.
Me too. And I'm like, you either need to be okay with the young core of shooters who you've got and build around that and stop trying to throw in veteran pieces in weird places, which is literally what Lou Williams and Bogdanovic are, okay? They just brought in 2 veteran guys and shoved them in and hoped that it would work.
Do you like Gallinari?
I liked him during that playoff run because he did have a little bit of extra
like grit.
He can shoot and he's a good post guy, okay?
Right.
So he had multiple ways of scoring. It gave us some options. But it's not like he doesn't play defense.
He doesn't play defense.
He doesn't play defense. He doesn't score enough to not play defense.
No.
I don't see how that one's going to work, and that's another guy who we got to consider moving off of.
Yeah.
And I was serious when I said it earlier this year. If you can convince the Celtics to give you Jalen Brown, for the love of God.
So listen, right? The Celtics, man, all season, when Jalen Brown has not played, the Celtics play better without him. The reason being is because Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum cannot coexist. I'm not saying they don't like each other.
And at this point, it's Tatum's team.
It's Tatum's team. You see what he's doing? Brown can't stay healthy. And you know why the Celtics need to think about trading Jalen Brown? Because they're going to end up hurting Tatum's career and possibly getting him hurt because he leads. Yeah. I think he's second in the league with minutes. You cannot, even though he's young and he could take on that. Listen, man, if you have a plan for Tatum, if he's your guy and you would think Jalen Brown, when he can give Tatum a rest, but he can't stay can't stay on the floor because he's too unhealthy. And I'm sorry, like Jalen Brown having a hamstring injury, you can't really say it's his fault for that. But at the same time, he's had injury problems. And I feel like if the Hawks want to give us Bogdanovic, let's do it, because I feel like Bogdanovic, he thinks he's too good than he really is.
He thinks he's a better shooter than he is, but he's still solid. Like he's still solid. He's still solid, which is an area where you guys need to improve. You're not a great 3-point team.
Exactly. So Jalen Brown gives you, he'll give you guys better defense.
Yeah.
Another option for Trae Young.
Yeah, he'll give us a little more variety as far as scoring because he can score from multiple places.
Oh my gosh!
Right now, we are either lobbing it or trying to shoot a three. Like that is the only way we're winning right now. And it's not working because we're not the Warriors.
And I feel like you guys are trying to be the Warriors.
And I'm tired of it. Okay. I'm like, the longer, like, don't get me wrong, Trey can make great threes, but the more of him he shoots, the worse he gets. Okay. Like he doesn't play the way that Steph plays. Like the more Steph shoots, the hotter Steph gets, the more they go in.
Listen, there's only one Steph.
Trey's the opposite. Let him shoot 4 a game and leave him alone. Okay.
Leave him alone.
He'll make 4. After that, they could go through the ceiling. Like we could lose the ball. Because they just start getting wild and he starts trying to pull up when he doesn't need to. And then like we're passing it to Cam, who Cam's got 2 things. He's either going to catch it on a lob or he's going to shoot it from outside. John Collins and Clint can only catch it on lobs.
Yeah.
All right. Like Clint Capella at this point in his career is too big to have great post movement anymore. So he just needs you to lob it to him or he's going to get you the rebound. And that's it. Herter can be a little bit of a slasher, but barely. We have one way of winning, and that's it.
And it's I think a trade like that would help both teams, like you said. Now we would lose Actually, no, we won't lose defense because also we have these defensive guys. We got Josh Richardson. We still got Smart. We still got Dennis Schroeder. We still got Tatum. We still got Robert Williams. Still got Horford.
Ron Williams is really starting to impress me as far as a defender.
Oh my gosh, man, he's just excellent right now. I can't wait for tomorrow's game against the Lakers, just to see how they match up again. Yeah. But I'm hoping the Celtics do think about that again. I would say this talking for the city of Boston. We love Jalen Brown, but he just can't stay healthy, and him and Jason Tatum for some reason haven't been able to coexist. So, we'll definitely, keep tabs with that. I'm hoping
get me Brown or put together a package and get me Karis LeVert.
Yeah. Do you guys hear this? Hawks, Atlanta, give Reese, Jalen Brown.
Give me Jalen Brown.
Come on. Bogdanovich. We'll take Bogdanovich. Hey, we'll even take we'll take Lou. We'll take Lou Wills. Take Lou Will to Boston.
I know you'll take Herter. I know if they offer Herter, you.
Oh my God! Would we? We will take him in a minute. Oh my gosh! He could be in the starting lineup. What are you talking about?
And honestly,
oh my God!
Honestly, I think the Hawks are underusing him. He's got a much better skill set than they're giving him credit for.
I feel like during the playoffs, he showed more than Bogdanovich.
Game he went off for 25.
Oh my God! What is it? Game 7? Was it Game 7? He went off for 25.
Yeah.
Listen, man, he's not scared of the moment, and that's what I respect about him. And the Hawks, man, they need to listen. They had a good one. They won a 6-game winning streak, 7.
Yeah, and then they started sliding again.
It's okay. It's okay that they do this. Hopefully, they can bounce back. They need to beat the teams that they really need to, like Philly. They need to beat Milwaukee. They need to have. They have to have those statement wins. So, but again, it's still early in the season. We'll see what happens. Man, so let's dive into it, man. We have some, I want to say breaking news, and but obviously it was some news today. Yeah. Damian Lillard, there's reports saying that he wants Ben Simmons. Mm-hmm. He wants Ben Simmons in Portland, and that was really shocking to see and hear because we all have thought that Damian Lillard is going to end up wanting a trade.
Yeah, wanting out.
But, there's reports saying now, again, you can't believe so much what's going on.
But also, this is the NBA. If you hear it, somebody wanted you to hear it.
Someone wanted you to hear it. And, again, Damian Lillard hasn't come out and say this is false. But again, we don't know. But I'm curious to hear your take on this, Reese, because you did text me this afternoon. It was like, this is a hot take, and my only thing I want to say is, the reason why I'm surprised is because, man, that they're gonna the Sixers are gonna ask for CJ McCollum, and
from what that article said, CJ is a little unhappy, like he wants out. So this would work. You can get CJ out of there. You can bring in Ben Simmons. The thing for me right now, I like it, but I am also very curious how you line this up. Okay, because Ben Simmons at current is a point guard. All right.
Yeah.
Great distributor of the ball. That is also what Damian Lillard is. What do you do as far as lineup goes? Do you want Dame playing off the ball more? Or are you gonna ask Ben Simmons to be a power forward? Like, what is your lineup here? And how does it work on the court? I know your defense immediately gets better. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Which is their biggest flaw as a team.
Yeah.
Is that they're not good defensively.
No.
All right. They if you ask them to win on defense, they can't. And that's why they're a bad playoff team, is because in that division, they're not good enough to out offense like the Warriors or the Lakers. So you would have to be able to play defense, and they can't.
And you're gonna have to stop. Like, not saying Ben Simmons can stop Steph Curry, but you need somebody that can bother him.
Yeah, that can bother him.
But even though Clay, we keep forgetting Clay is back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, still, you're right though. If you can just bother Steph for a quarter, okay?
Can you though?
Can you though? Like, you're right. You're right. But Ben Simmons is a great defender. Like, I'm not trying. I'm never gonna undersell him. Like, I know he can't shoot, and I hate people keep wanting him to. Like,
but that's okay. Look, that's not what he's good at.
You ain't gotta be a shooter. Giannis is not a shooter, and Giannis is a back MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year and an NBA champion. And Giannis can't shoot the three to save his life. All right. I don't know why they're trying to use Ben that way. I never understood that. I was like, the dude's 6'10". He's basically Giannis playing the point guard, but you guys want him to shoot for some reason. It doesn't make any sense.
And we repeat that Reese is happy that he passed up that shot last year.
So happy. So happy. You know
against
what?
The Hawks. Yeah.
You know what? That was the best play the Hawks had all night. Was Ben Simmons passing the ball. All right.
Just thought I would mention that,
I mean, honestly, that should have been, I don't know if they can give out negative assists, but that should have been a whole new category they made for Ben Simmons.
Listen, man, that's a play he did that like someone gave him like 50,000 just to
Yeah, he was when he was like up on Trey for a minute. Trey was like, "Dude, I'll give you $1 million right now if you just pass the ball when you go down the lane in a second." Right? I know they're gonna give it to you. I know you're gonna drive. If you just pass it, we'll be okay. Like,
man, that's why I'm curious. Also curious why Damian Lillard would want that, because now offensively, you guys are it's just gonna be more pressure on Damian Lillard. At least CJ McCollum didn't give you. He took some pressure off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but maybe Dame takes his Maybe it's like Dame's like, if you pass it to me, I'll get it. Like, if it was me, you pass it to the other game, I'd get it. Like,
that's true.
Like, it's gonna go in if you.
It's gonna go in, yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe he's thinking like, I can make that work. If you want to pass the ball, that's fine. I'll put it in. Like,
the Sixers are gonna ask for a lot back, though.
Yeah,
they're gonna ask for a lot.
A good bit of guys,
and some draft picks.
And that's, once again, if I just like seeing the Blazers making a move. Okay, like, the Blazers have never been a team. When was the last time you saw them on the front of a trade deadline article? Yeah, someone being like, they're looking to trade. They don't. They never trade. They go to like free agency, and then they refuse to pay guys big money, even though they need guys. They're like, we like the core we have now. They give us the same speech every year. We go back in with nearly the exact same roster, plus a couple young guys who they just drafted, and we get the same thing we've got in the past 5 years in a row. First round playoff team that gets bumped.
They got to try something new, and
they got to try something new.
I think with Chauncey Billups being the head coach there, he's a defensive guy, and he would love to have a Ben Simmons who can also hide Damian Lillard, because Damian Lillard is not known for his defense. But Ben Simmons just covers, and you have to guard him. It's not like see, the people don't understand. You have to guard Ben Simmons.
Yeah, like he's not a bad scorer. He just is a bad shooter. Okay, like he's still averaged like 25 a game. Like the man is not bad scoring. He just doesn't shoot the ball, and he doesn't like big moments. What's Dame's two best things? Great shooter, loves big moments.
Loves big moments. I think if this report is true and Damian Lillard really wants Ben Simmons, they're gonna have to. Philly is gonna have to pull the plug, because you see Philly, they have struggled. Obviously, Joel Embiid has, he was out with COVID and coming back. He's trying to find a rhythm. I think now imagine CJ McCollum in Philly. See, we're not talking about
actually, that worries me a little bit for Philly, because that puts a lot of pressure on CJ McCollum. Okay. Like you come in and you have to be the guy now, because they just traded Ben Simmons.
That's true.
For you. And Ben Simmons, despite all the drama and despite that stupid ass pass that saved my career, despite both of those things, he's still an all-star. Still a great player.
All-world defensive
player. Still incredible. You have to come in and replace that now. You have to be the other guy next to Joel Embiid who can put it up when you're supposed to put it up.
And Philly's going to have to accept that they're going to turn into an offensive scoring team now. Not a defensive scoring team, not a defensive team. And that's what Philly's has been known for their defense. They still have some defenders, but Portland's going to ask for they're going to also ask for, because we got to think about that too. Portland's going to be like, listen, all right, we need something back from y'all too. This is not just what you guys want. This is what they're going to ask for some defenders. If
I'm Portland, who do I want out of? I mean, obviously, I want Seth.
Oh yeah,
but I don't think they'll give me Seth.
Nah, they'll probably get I always have trouble.
Tyrese Maxey?
No, well maybe Maxey, but Michael's Tybal.
Oh yeah. Matisse
Thybulle, sorry.
Yeah.
And I think they would ask for him.
Or Tobias Harris.
I don't even want Tobias Harris.
Yeah, I mean, but somebody got to do something with him.
You can't trust him. You can't trust him. Right. All that money they paid
disappears in the playoffs.
He disappears in the regular season. He's one guy that will go down in history as like Tobias Harris could have been a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Easily. Because of his potential.
You know who Tobias Harris could have been if Tobias Harris would get his shit together?
Yeah.
He could be Domantas Sabonis.
Oh, yeah.
He could be Domantas Sabonis, but he's not. He's too inconsistent.
And we don't talk about him enough because we don't ask the question, is he scared of the moment?
Tobias Harris?
Yeah. Does he get nervous during the moment?
Absolutely he does. Where was he during that Atlanta series? Okay. Once again, not mad he disappeared.
Not mad.
I was happy to see him go. All right. I was like, oh man, Tobias gone. Tobias gone. All that's left of Tobias is a shadow. This is like a Looney Tunes cartoon. All right. Like there's just a puff of smoke and Tobias disappeared.
Yeah.
I was okay. But if you're Philly, you have to know we have built a roster.
Yeah.
Where like 3 of our starting 5 are bad in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like this is not great for us.
And is Joel Embiid going to be happy with this trade? Now, well, we all know he wants to get rid of Ben Simmons as well.
Yeah.
But is it enough for Joel? Is it enough? Because when Joel goes out, I mean, they still got Drummond, but can you trust CJ? Like you said, it's a lot of pressure. Can you trust CJ? Can you trust CJ to be that guy that can step it up? And I believe in CJ McCollum. I think he's
I think he's got it.
He's one of the best scorers in the world.
I haven't seen him perform well in the playoffs except for that one game.
Yeah, he can't play defense, and that's the thing that I'm a little worried about. He can't play defense, and that makes me question this trade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And after the trade is done,
yeah,
with CJ coming in, what would you say is the ceiling for that team? Like if CJ comes in, they trade off Ben Simmons. What is their bust? Okay, like you have to get here or it's a bust. Is it Eastern Conference Finals? Is it the NBA Finals?
CJ McCollum is an upgrade because of his scoring and especially for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
The key person in this is Joel Embiid. He has to stay healthy. He has to stay healthy. Because once he goes down, again, like I said, they got Drummond, and Drummond is experienced. He's been a starter in this league. He leads the league in rebounding. He's not a scorer like Joel. He's not the defender like Joel.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna lose a lot if Joel goes out. But again, you do add more scoring for CJ McCollum. Can you imagine CJ McCollum and Seth Curry on the same
and don't count out Tyrese Maxey. That kid can score.
My God. They're probably gonna ask for him though. They're gonna have to ask for him.
If Portland brings in Ben Simmons and Tyrese Maxey, I'm terrified of Portland. Terrified of Portland.
Like, explain terrified.
Okay, one, we all know what Dame is. Okay, the guy is an incredibly good clutch shooter, an excellent scorer, and in the playoffs, he can become cold-blooded. Okay, Tyrese Maxey, as we keep seeing over and over again, is young, is high motor, can score from a lot of places, and then Ben Simmons is an all-star. He can score, and he's a lockdown defender. Okay. That starts to match up with a lot of other teams really well. That starts to match up with the Suns really well.
Are you in a 7-game series against the Warriors? Would you still favor the Warriors?
Absolutely. Still, I'm not delusional, Charles. Okay, I haven't lost my damn mind. All right, I still know who Golden State is. I'm just saying they might get a few rounds in this time. All right. They might have a damn chance in the playoffs. All right. I'm 100% aware that if Clay is healthy and Steph is healthy, Ben Simmons and Damian Lillard don't have a snowball's chance in hell. But all right, I know that part.
Okay, because you said terrified, and I was just trying to see because.
But for the Lakers, I'd be scared.
Oh, no one's even nervous to play the Lakers. Everyone's just walking into.
Everybody knows that, like, if the Lakers get into the playoffs, playoff LeBron and playoff AD are not the same animals we are seeing right now.
I get it, but LeBron's older now. Anthony Davis he's clearly showed that he can't lead a team without LeBron. Westbrook, he's been playing great, but can you trust Westbrook in the playoffs? What has he really shown in the playoffs? So I just feel like, listen,
Carmelo's a role player.
Carmelo's a role player. I just think it's open season for everybody when it comes to the Warriors. Like, the Warriors are trying to make a statement. Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck.
Because, man,
they're hot as hell right now, and they are missing their second best player.
And I think, right, and think about it like this. We're about to switch over to, when the Warriors played the Suns the first game last week, technically, Steph Curry had one of his worst shooting nights in his career. If all half of those shots went in, we'll be talking about the Suns the Warriors beating the Suns twice in 1 week.
They were down Iguodala and they were down Damian Lee. Okay, Iguodala, who even I know he's older, but he's still a great defender. He can still bother the shit out of guys.
Yeah, right? And he's a champion.
And he's a champion. And I still will say you could probably knock off 4.5, 5 points from Devin Booker's total on the court with him. Like, if Andre Iguodala is the guy chasing Devin Booker around, you could probably knock 4.5, 5 points off of his total that night. Okay. And then if Steph wasn't having as hard of a night as he was having, that's a different game.
It's a different game. And
later that week,
we did. Instead, listen, this is why the media needs to chill out and not talk too much. Just let Steph Curry have a bad game. Don't make him watch this every sports channel and say, "Oh, Steph Curry, he had a bad shooting night."
And I would like to say, this speaks so much credit to Steph Curry as far as mentality of a player, because that happens to him every time he has a bad game. Every time he has a bad game, people start being like, "Is he really the player that people think he is?" I'm like, this is 1 out of 82 games that he had a bad night. All right. Every other game this season, he's been destroying guys.
Because they expect everything to go in.
Yeah. And which once again speaks to Steph Curry. He's become so good at shooting that when he has a below average night, people think it's the end of the world. Right? He's so good at putting the ball in the basket that people think the world is ending if he goes 4 of 12.
It's insane to me. And that's why, listen, I just don't understand. Klay Thompson is coming back, and it's just gonna free up Steph Curry even more.
It's gonna be so much fun. All
right? Oh man, and we're so happy that Klay is back.
We talked about this last week about what you do with Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins, and I was then thinking, we both know that Poole's the better shooter between him and Wiggins, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. Would you start Poole over Wiggins?
No, because Wiggins is a better defender than Poole right at this moment. With his length. Now, if they're going against like a Lakers or a Phoenix Suns, or you need somebody that can guard LeBron, Devin Booker,
That's true.
Chris Paul, because you remember they had Andrew Wiggins on Chris Paul.
Yeah.
The first 2 games of last week, and obviously Chris Paul, he knows how to manage, he knows how to handle pressure.
He's point guard.
He's a point guard, but I think Poole. But my question, I think that they're gonna experience with Klay. Obviously, they're probably gonna have Klay come off the bench the first few games when he comes back.
Get him back.
Rotation, but if they see that, man, this actually works. They might keep Klay on the bench and I just feel like Klay's the superstar. He's the type of superstar that
it's not gonna bother him.
He has 3 championships. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Granted,
plenty of money.
Granted,
he ain't got to prove nothing.
But granted, surprisingly, he didn't make the 75th team, which is crazy to me.
And I think everybody in the league were like, that's the biggest snub in the league. All right.
Oh my gosh,
I don't care. Actually, okay, I'm not gonna say I don't care, but I'm not gonna make the argument that Kyrie is a better player than Klay Thompson. I think Kyrie is a great player. I'm not saying that. People were saying that Kyrie was the biggest snub. I still think Klay is the bigger snub. All right.
Klay has 3 NBA championships. Kyrie only has 1.
Yeah. But a lot of people were like, Kyrie's the better player. Kyrie's got more handles. And I'm like, I'm not sure about that. Klay is an excellent shooter. Like, I'm not saying he and Kyrie, I don't see the comparison that people are trying to make there. They are 2 very different style of players.
I would give Kyrie the ball the last 5 seconds, though.
I'm not saying that he's more clutch than Kyrie. Kyrie is a great clutch shooter.
But
as far as somebody who can if somebody can just take off in 1 quarter and destroy, you'd want Klay, right? Like, we've seen Klay drop 60.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we seen Kyrie drop something like that?
But
those kind of numbers.
When Kyrie is on,
he is on.
Ooh, man. And listen, Kyrie. Listen, Kyrie. Just come back, bro. The NBA misses you. The fans misses you. I get it, man. I get it with this COVID stuff. I get it.
And that's another thing. Kyrie's a lot more problematic than I I think that should be a category when we're talking about greatest players of all time. How problematic were they to their teams? Okay. Like it's a team sport. Like, I'm not saying that individual stats aren't important. I'm not taking that away. But at the end of the day, it's a 5-man team on the court who has to win that championship. All right. There's 5 guys on the court playing at all times. It's never just LeBron by himself. It was never just Jordan by himself. It was never just Kobe by himself. Everybody had somebody.
Yeah.
It was never just Magic by himself. Kyrie has been noticeably hard to manage for some people.
Yeah. Some people.
Your Celtics, pretty good indication. All right.
That was like one of the biggest teases of all time. We had the perfect team.
He couldn't lead. He couldn't lead with that around him. Okay. And I don't know like how he's gonna work if he comes back in Brooklyn with those guys.
How can't you lead with James Harden and Kevin Durant?
I don't know.
What?
I do not know.
Just take the
I don't
shot.
Understand it.
Just take the shot, bro. I get it. I get it. But come on, man. Come on. Like, listen, man. I miss those crossovers. I miss Kyrie like finishing at the rim and making clutch plays, and he's box office. And I get it. Like, I get it. You want to, stand tall and with your stance.
Yeah.
And yes, credit goes to you for stepping up. But man, at some point, bro, I don't know.
At some point, you're losing money.
And I get it. He's rich as heck right now. But like you said, Reese, at some point the money's gonna come. You see Ben Simmons, they making him broke.
Yeah.
Sixers are making him broke. So I don't know, man. Kyrie just come back.
Which, I mean, they're making him NBA broke, which is still more money than you and I are ever going to see.
Oh, yes.
But it's NBA broke.
It's NBA broke.
This is ridiculous. Kyrie,
NBA.
Just get your shit together, my man.
Just get your shit together, bro.
We miss seeing you play.
We miss seeing you play, man.
And I miss talking shit about you because that's all I did your entire career. Let's be honest. I gave you a lot of hell, but at least you gave me something to talk about, and I would like to see you back.
I know, because you had to see him with the Hawks when he played with the Cavs multiple years.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
You had to see.
Yes, I did.
You had to see him and LeBron. And
that
you've seen what Kyrie can do.
Last year, when he was like refusing to talk to the press for that little stint of time, and I talked so much shit about Kyrie during that. I was like, "This man is a diva. This is a 13-year-old boy trying to play in the NBA." I said some crazy stuff. I needed to calm down, but he was.
Yeah, he said, I need to calm down.
I was losing my mind a little bit.
Breathe, Reese, breathe.
Yeah. We're good now. I've let it go.
Oh man, brought back some memories, huh?
But Kyrie, please come back. That's all I'm gonna say. Please come back.
Please come back, man. The NBA is better when you're on the floor, man. You know what I'm saying? It is. But let's take a break.
All right.
And let's talk some Lakers, man.
Absolutely.
All right.
Always.
We'll be right back. back. Let's get into it, man. Lakers, man.
Okay, so I've come up with a solution for the Lakers. All right.
Is this a hot take or
they need to build a time machine and go back and trade for Buddy Hield instead of Russell Westbrook, and this is a completely different team. All right, this is a much better team.
That turned quick.
but for real, I got you on that one. But for real, I've been trying to think, what is the actual problem with the Lakers? Okay, because
what is the actual problem?
What is the actual problem with the Lakers? Because I keep saying it, they're losing not just games they should win, but they're losing in ways that they shouldn't lose. Okay, they're losing in the post, they're losing in rebound, they're losing in efficiency.
Yep.
Like games, like I said, if they match up against the Warriors and it becomes a shootout, I'm not going to expect them to win that.
Oh, okay? Lakers getting swept.
Yeah, Lakers getting swept. I'm not expecting them to be able to outshoot somebody. But you should be able to out-rebound and outscore in the paint on teams. And you're not doing that. That's actually where you keep losing games, is that teams you should be beating in the paint, you're losing to. So I've been thinking that's an identity problem, like I've said before.
Oh, yeah. But agreed.
But why is an identity problem? Because we've never seen a LeBron James team not know who they are, right? And I've been trying so hard to break this down, and this might be a little bit of a hot take. I don't think it's a super hot take, but is it safe to say that at this point in LeBron's career, LeBron is trying to move out of a leadership role on teams?
Ooh.
Is that why they have no identity? Is because he's trying to let AD and Russ be the guys now, and he's there and he's scoring and he still looks like LeBron when he's playing.
But he's focused on other stuff. He has his sons, he has his family, he has other productions. He has,
and he looks, but like
that's a good take.
At press conferences at the end of the game, does he
look so chill
like LeBron? He doesn't look like that leader that I've seen him be on other teams before. In Cleveland, when he was in Cleveland, we knew what that team was.
Yeah.
Win, lose, draw, we knew who they were. We don't know who this Lakers team is right now. They don't seem to know who the hell they are right now.
They don't. And Reese, that is an amazing take, because I didn't think about this. That LeBron looks like LeBron, but he's not acting like LeBron.
He's not acting.
Is it is it the LA lifestyle? Is it, or is it like you said, him not trying to be? Him. Yeah.
Is he just like, I don't want to have to be in charge of these guys anymore. I don't want to have to be the guy on this team right now. I just want to play basketball. I just want to have fun. I just want to play a little bit longer till my son shows up in this league so I can play a couple years with him and then get out of here.
Is that selfish?
Ask me, that's what LeBron is waiting on. If you're asking me, LeBron's waiting on the opportunity to play with his son on the same team and then get out.
Is that selfish though?
No, it's not selfish. For a team sport, and for this team right now, it is selfish. But for LeBron, who's had a great career, wanting to end it a certain way isn't selfish. It's owed. You're a surefire Hall of Famer. You're going to be in the argument for a long time as one of the greatest of all time. People are going to debate for forever, LeBron or Michael, okay? You've got rings. You've held records that nobody's going to touch in a long time. It's not necessarily selfish to say, I want to end my career like this.
So, is he done winning championships?
I don't know. I don't know, because championship is in LeBron's DNA. All right. You don't go to the finals that many years in a row and not have championship in your blood, you know? Like, I'm not saying he's got championship mix. Like Michael Jordan was the thoroughbred, okay, when it came to championships.
Yeah,
he only knew how to win them, okay?
Right.
But getting that close over and over again, you got it in your blood some. Like, it's in there.
I don't think it's LeBron, man.
You don't think it's LeBron?
I don't think it's LeBron. I think that it could be a couple things, and we said this earlier with the Thunder tuning out their coach. Guys might be fed up with Frank Vogel. Not fed up, or just not really hearing the message or feeling the same way anymore. Because offensively, Frank Vogel is not a good offensive coach. He's more defense, and obviously they lost a couple of defensive guys.
Some of their plays and their systems are a little outdated.
Oh my gosh, very outdated. I think this is a way, and LeBron has, and again, okay, it is about LeBron in this particular conversation. In the past, LeBron has, in his own way, say, I'm done with this coach, but not really say it. He got what was the Cleveland's David Blatt.
Yeah.
David Blatt. Yeah, I'm not gonna say he got him fired, but you could just see like LeBron wasn't giving his all.
You and I've said it probably every episode. LeBron's the actual general manager.
He's
on every
the
team he's
general
ever been
manager. He's the coach, and that's
so when he wants a coach gone, he says coach out, and they say bye. Like,
but that's the one thing that I try to talk to LeBron fans, like diehard fans. Like, listen, LeBron has never had that one coach that is in his face. He's never
had a Phil Jackson. What Phil Jackson was to Michael Jordan.
Oh my gosh,
is a different relationship.
Even the Doc Rivers, he has had a Doc Rivers. Tyronn Lue
was good. I'm not taking away from Tyronn Lue,
but LeBron still ran that team, right? Right. LeBron. I'm not saying LeBron doesn't want to get coached.
I think the closest that he's gotten is probably Eric Spoelstra for the Heat.
Yeah, but he was still running that.
But he was still young when they won those. He was a younger coach.
And Pat Riley was the one that was like guiding Eric Spoelstra, but
LeBron he's never played for like a Popovich or.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine him on a Popovich team, and
he would hate it.
He would hate it because he's not used to it.
Yeah.
LeBron hasn't had that one coach that is in your. LeBron makes mistakes.
Yeah. LeBron is not golden. No player has ever been golden.
But no coach ever says, LeBron, why'd you take that shot? LeBron, why'd you turn over the ball? I get it. LeBron is a staple in this league. He's a Hall of Famer. He's on the Mount Rushmore.
He's been the face of this league for way too damn long at this point.
Way too damn long. But the fact that he hasn't been challenged in his career, it's just, you just see it. So the Lakers, man, in my opinion, need to start thinking about some trades. Okay, the Buddy Hield talk has been talked about, but do they? I just feel like they need more than Buddy Hield now. At this point, they need to get a little bit not younger, but more of like faster pace because we were expecting this. They're an older group, older team.
I think they need someone. I don't know how to word this. They need what Kyrie almost was in Cleveland. They need a guy who everyone's like, that's the second dude.
And it's not
Westbrook. But
they thought Anthony Davis was that, right?
Yeah, they thought, but Anthony Davis is injury prone and clearly scared of leadership. Okay, I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna leave that alone. We'll get back to that.
Oh, whoa! No! Come on, bring it. Here we go.
Anthony Davis is a great player, and I'm never gonna take away from that. But Anthony Davis also had some very good teams in New Orleans, and he never put it together. And then he got mad at the organization because he couldn't put it together. He's not a good on-court leader. And he's not going to be that. Okay, he's, 29, 28, 29 years old? He's clearly not going to develop a leadership skill at any time, okay? Some guys get it, and they have it. And some guys never get it.
He shouldn't have been on the 70s.
Trae Young is 23 years old, and everybody knows who Trae Young is on that team. He's in charge.
Yep.
Okay?
He's in charge.
Same thing with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Everybody knows he's the guy for that team.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing the same problem with Zion right now. Zion's a great talent. Is Zion the guy, though? Like, is he in charge on that team?
Zion's a bust.
I'm still saying jury's still out on him. I'm giving him time, okay?
Really?
He's 21 years old. Like, he's got time. Okay? If we hit 23 and we're still having these problems, then I'll admit he's a bust. But he's 6 months younger than I am. Okay? Like, I can't say he's a bust yet.
Man, that weight, man, is no joke.
All right? But, like, guy from same draft class, John Morant, leader. We knew immediately when he got on the team. Leader.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis clearly is not. All right? Because if he was, he would have taken over. After that first championship, LeBron would have handed him the keys to the kingdom because LeBron's been trying to find a guy to hand the keys to the kingdom to since Kyrie. Because he even said that in a press conference when Kyrie got traded, he was ready to hand him the keys of the kingdom when he got ready. And he was sad to see him go. I literally watched that press conference live. I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
He's been waiting for a while now to hand some other young player the keys to the kingdom. Everybody gets scared. AD was supposed to be that guy. He came in, he won a championship. That was supposed to be it, okay? This is AD's team now. It's not AD's team. But LeBron doesn't want it to be LeBron's team anymore. LeBron wants it to be somebody else's team that LeBron is on.
Listen, man, I think the Lakers, man, can you imagine when's the last time LeBron has had a losing season?
Mm-hmm. Well,
we're talking about the Lakers possibly not making
that first year in LA. Didn't he have a bad season that first year?
Oh, yep. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. And he got hurt. Yep, he got hurt.
But to be fair, that team was incredibly young. That was when Lonzo Ball was still on the team. Like they had nobody.
Yep. I just feel like if the Lakers don't get their stuff together, they're gonna end up going through this. They're gonna end up not performing to the level that they want because they're older, and then eventually they're gonna end up, either looking at the play-in tournament or just not making the playoffs because again, LeBron might just call it quits after the next. Imagine the next 20 games. Well, if they go like let's say 6-12, 6-14.
Yeah.
LeBron might just take it off and just say, "Listen, I'm in LA. I'm relaxing. Saves me more time on my body. Because he has been getting hurt these past few years. But
age is catching up with him.
Age is catching up with him, and man, can we see a point where LeBron? What if LeBron asks a trade from LA?
I don't think he'll do it. I don't think he'll ask for a trade out. He may ask for them to trade everybody else away. But I think at this point in his career, he's like, my kids are going to school here.
You're right.
I don't want to move my family to another city for me to play 3 more years and then retire. Okay.
You're right. LA's the perfect place. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect place. And like, how many years does LeBron have left really? Like, how many more years is he actually going to be in the league?
Well,
I know that's a scary question to ask.
If this injury stuff happens, LeBron might have 2 more years. He's about to be 37, I think, this month. Yeah. So we're looking at 39. I mean, what if the Lakers are still, what if they haven't built? Now the question is, are they going to get rid of Frank Vogel? Vogel? Are they going to get rid of Anthony Davis? Are they going to get rid of Westbrook? Like, a lot has to go into this because, listen, LeBron has 3 more years. And listen, everybody, including myself, is going to miss LeBron when he's gone from the game of basketball. But I think this is it for LeBron winning championships, man. Everybody's getting better. Everybody is getting better. And I just feel like at some point, man, we're going to have to come to the realization, listen, LeBron just can't do it himself anymore. He can't do it himself.
LeBron, I'm saying this to you now. If the Ben Simmons trade goes through and you guys get beat in the playoffs by the Blazers, you got to retire. All right? It's just, that's the sign. If the Blazers beat you in the playoffs, you got to be okay with letting it go. Be like, that's enough. That's enough. I've had my run. It's been fun.
The league is getting faster, and you can tell the league is. Go ahead.
Has we've known this for a while. The league is a heavier shooting league now.
Oh my God!
You got to be
Warriors. The Warriors are getting back to who they are.
You got to be able to shoot to win. Well, they can't shoot in LA right now.
This is incredible, man.
This is so weird for me to say, but the Clippers look like the better LA team, which is the craziest thing I've said on this show. I think.
This is when Reese is in his bag. This is when Reese is throwing out the fires. This is man. The shots are getting.
Am I wrong?
Crazy. Listen, man.
The Clippers look like the better LA team right now.
I believe the Clippers and Lakers are tied at record wise, or no, the Clippers are like 1 game ahead of them. And
let's find out. Let's find out for certain.
Because the Clippers did beat them this past Friday, and again, man,
the Clippers are 12-12, and the Lakers are 12-12.
Okay,
so they're tied.
Okay, it was the Lakers.
But the Lakers are number, but the Clippers are number 5, and the Lakers are number 8.
I mean, within that can shift back and forth. But for now, if the playoffs started now, the Lakers are in the playing game.
Yeah.
And the Clippers are like, whoa.
They're in the playing game against, hold on, let's see. They're in the playing game against the Timberwolves.
What does the AFC play who? The 9th seed or 10th seed?
They play the 10th seed. So they're in a playing game against Portland.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, you're right. Like,
you can't lose against Portland. You
can't lose against Portland.
You can't. You just can't lose against Portland. You can't.
You can't. And also this brings me to another interesting question. We're seeing a lot of young players develop before our eyes right now. We've got guys like Luka and Trey and Ant-Man and Ja and all of these young players. Who do you think right now is the most prominent face of the league as a young player? Because if we're saying LeBron's about to go, if we're saying LeBron's got 2-3 years left, who's the guy? Who's the next face?
I think you're leaving somebody out.
Okay.
I think we said it a few episodes before.
Okay.
With his talent, his capability.
We're talking Jason Tatum?
Jason Tatum should be the face of the league. He should be the face of the league.
I don't disagree with you.
But he doesn't. But like I said, he's like waves. It goes in waves. You see, he's on a little hot streak right now, 30 points a game. But that's always like it's not consistent enough. Yeah. And
if Giannis wins one more MVP, he's the guaranteed face of the league.
And here we go. Yeah, and this is what I wanted to end it off with. The Bucks are looking scarier every day they play. Boogie Cousins, that was a big pickup for the Bucks to get Boogie Cousins. Brook Lopez, he had back surgery, so he's going to be out for an amounts of time. But man, and that gives rest for Giannis. Boogie Cousins. I'm not saying Boogie Cousins is Giannis, but like, he's aggressive.
But he's got a skill set.
He has a skill set. He can shoot the 3. He can post up. He's a nice pickup. Middleton. Drew Holiday is amazing right now, playing well. Did we lose Reese?
No,
Can you hear me, Reese?
Am I here?
Okay,
Okay.
you're good.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, yeah. No, you're good. You're good. The Bucks, man, they're looking great. They're
what are they, third in the East now?
Third in the East, I believe. No, they might be second. I know they're on an 8-game winning streak.
I think it's Nets, Bulls, Bucks.
Bulls and Bucks. Right.
Yeah.
And that sucks. DeMar DeRozan's in safety protocol.
Yeah.
That I'm hoping he gets better. But the Bucks, man, they're looking unstoppable. They're back into consideration of being the favorites again.
Yeah.
Just off of their play. Everybody's healthy. In the beginning of the season, Middleton was out. Drew Holiday was trying to carry the load. Giannis was hurt for a bit. They didn't have that.
Kind of looks like it's in shambles a little bit right now.
It is.
Healthy.
Because look, you see the Heat have dropped off now. Bam Adebayo's out for I think 2 months.
And that team was highly Bam centric.
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine Boogie? Can you imagine Boogie in Miami? That would have been nice.
That would have been nice for Miami.
That would have been nice. But I love when Boogie Cousins. You remember when he played with the Warriors and he experienced being on a championship level team. I love when Boogie is still experienced being on these championship level teams because it gives him more motivation to get that first chip. I would love to see DeMarcus Cousins get that first championship. But the Bucks, man, I just love the way they're playing right now. They're one of my favorite teams to watch. Their defense is stepping up, and just adding Boogie, man. And then they got DiVincenzo, coming back. He's in the G League right now, so he's building back up with his injury. The Bucks team is scary. I'm worried for my Celtics. We play them on Christmas Day. Actually, we play them this week, and I believe, and then we play them the Christmas game. So, the Bucks, man, watch out for them because they are a nice team to watch out for. The Nets are struggling. Until they get Kyrie, they're gonna go through the waves. They're gonna lose against teams like Timberwolves or have close games against the Timberwolves, or you know what I'm saying. So
and for them right now, I'd be a little worried about the Bulls sneaking up on them. Okay, because the Bulls are playing some incredible ball.
They're playing some incredible ball, and I just feel like it's such a tough loss. If DeMar DeRozan has to miss 10 days, because within that 10 days, man. Think about it. Within that 10 days, the Bulls can drop to like second to like 8th, 9th.
Yeah, they could.
Because Zach LaVine, even though they have Zach LaVine, but that was like a 3-headed monster with Ball, DeRozan, and LaVine, man. And again,
there were those few games where Vukovic would go off and look hot. Like they were really just. That roster was a lot scarier coming into the year than I thought it was.
Yeah.
And then they turned it on. Like they just looked hot. And I'm still like, I'm high on the Bulls. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm high on the Bulls.
Well, yeah, they play great defense. Their offense is really, they move the ball a lot. Billy Donovan, the head coach for the Bulls, is really, really impressed me. He should be in the coach of the year candidate conversation. I just feel like, listen, at the end of the day, if the Bulls stay healthy and hopefully COVID free with all teams, but like if they don't get hit with the COVID, look at it like this, man. The Bulls have a chance to get back into the playoffs.
Yeah,
and
which
just
is crazy.
It's just crazy, and it's exciting for the league. It's like the Knicks, even though the Knicks they don't know what they're doing. They have Kemba Walker out of the lineup now. They don't even want him.
He's saying that he doesn't know what his future with the team is anymore if he's out of the lineup.
But this is
trade
bad.
deadline.
But no, who's gonna want him? Because he can't be on the floor on the defensive side. That's why Tom Thibodeau, the head coach for the Knicks, doesn't want him because he can't play defense, and he hasn't been really the Kemba Walker that we're used to. Now, granted, I could see him with the Lakers. The Lakers picking him up. I can see the Lakers
will take anybody right now. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah,
the Lakers will take anybody if they thought it could fix.
The Lakers will take anybody, and I can see Kemba Walker coming off the bench and having the spark on there. That you look out for Kemba Walker asking for a trade or the Knicks buying them out.
Hey Knicks, do yourself a favor. Sign Isaiah Thomas. All right.
Listen,
that
man,
would help you so much. Do you see
what he's doing with the USA team right now?
Yeah,
he's balling. And you mean to tell me if Kemba Walker? And again, I honestly I don't know who's better. I'm being serious. I don't know who's better
right now. Me neither.
I don't know who's better right now. Both the similar size, but I would pick Isaiah because he's a dog, man.
He is a dog.
Isaiah Thomas has that.
I feel like he fits that Knicks team. Like he works in that setting. Like they're a dog team. They're hard nosed. That's his kind of basketball.
But the NBA don't want nothing to do with Isaiah Thomas, unfortunately, no more. It's really messed up on what they're doing with Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah,
and I can go on about that because I feel
there is no way that on every team in this league you've got bench guys or starters even who are better on every team than Isaiah Thomas.
It's BS, and we all know this. We all know this. This is BS.
You trying to tell me the BS. Rockets couldn't benefit from a veteran?
Exactly. And he just wants to play. Isaiah Thomas just wants to play.
You're telling me the Pacers couldn't use him? The Pacers don't have a legit point guard.
You mean tell me the Thunder can't use it?
The Thunder? Don't send him to the Thunder. Don't do that to him. Don't bring him back in. True. Terrible team.
True. Yeah, you're right. Isaiah Thomas is, in my opinion, one of the best players to ever do it because of his size and what he did.
Bring him back to Boston.
Man, Boston owes him. They owe him, but they're not going to do it. They rather have a Peyton Pritchard sit on the bench and not do anything for them and just waste. I just don't get why the Celtics don't owe him. So, Isaiah Thomas, please keep doing what you're doing for Team USA. You're doing very well. I believe they're in Puerto Rico or somewhere. They're somewhere playing right now for the qualifying games. But Isaiah Thomas, we love you, man. We hope you get back to the league and all that good stuff. But man, anything else, Reese? Anything else before we head out of here?
I'm just mad at the NBA.
See what you did now, NBA. You pissed off my boy Reese, and when my boy Reese is pissed off, I get pissed off.
I'll start saying crazy shit. Okay. You remember last week? I'll start saying some crazy shit. All right. Make me mad. See what happens. All right.
Look, we don't want angry Reese, everybody. We do not want angry Reese. Do you hear me? Do you guys hear me? It's funny as heck. We do not want angry Reese out here, man. Seriously. But listen, man. Episode 7, we did it. We're continuing to grow and get better. I know every week we promise everybody that we're gonna have certain things new, but to be honest, me and Reese are so busy throughout the week.
Yeah, and the holiday season is really
season has made it worse. But we promise when the new year gets here, we're gonna start turning it up more. Yeah. And we just love talking hoops, man. We love talking hoops, and we have fun on here.
When we first started doing this and we said we were going to do this for like an hour and a half, I had no idea how we were going to spread hoops for an hour and a half. And then our first 4 episodes, we went for 2 hours.
It's 2 hours. No, it was 2 hours and 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, we were just running off with it because, clearly we both love the game and it's just so much fun to talk about it.
So much fun to talk about. Yeah.
And I don't know anybody who can cut up with me as much as you can.
Thank you, man. Same as you, man.
Talk so much shit about people. It's so much fun.
But like I said, we have fun on here.
We have so much fun.
We joke and again,
I look forward to this every week. We finish one episode and I'm counting down days to the next episode.
Exactly. And again, we want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. please watch our previous episodes on here. We're gonna try our best to keep showing out and giving our basketball show more of exposure. So it's okay though. We're just starting up.
And if you have any topics or questions you guys would like to talk to us, you can hit us up on Instagram or Twitter.
Yes.
You see all our handles down there at the bottom of the screen, so you can hit us up anytime.
Please do.
And if you're interested in ever being a guest on the show, or you've got a specific topic, we'd love to hear you guys talk. Like, you come on and we'll cut up with you as much as you want, as long as you don't start bad mouthing our favorite players, because then we'll kick you off immediately.
And then you
get on here and you start talking shit about Trae Young, I'm just gonna send you out.
Oh yeah.
You don't get to stay if you start.
You don't talk about Trae Young. We don't even mention the Hawks like that, because we know they're struggling. We know they're struggling.
I'm aware. I'm aware.
It's just just don't come on here bad mouthing the Celtics. I get it. We feel it. We feel it right now. We feel it.
We know. We're allowed to badmouth them. You're not allowed to badmouth them.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Rules of this.
So again, come in here correct, and we'll all be fine here. All right, we'll all be fine.
That's right.
Oh man, but hey, listen, man. Again, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Reese, we did it again, we're ready. We're on to episode 8.
Absolutely.
All right, man. See y'all later.
All right.
Peace.